DIHA. Hi guys, it's Shanae and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reacting to episode 14 of Reset. I can't believe it's 2 episodes and then we're done. It seems insane. Right now the plan is that I'm going to be doing Under the Skin after Reset. So yeah, look forward to that if you enjoy that show. But anyway, I have to admit I've seen the thumbnail for episode 15 and it's strongly convincing me right now that everything is going to turn out fine, but I'm also not like holding out too much hope because, you know, just because everything seems fine doesn't mean it necessarily does turn out fine. So yeah, I don't know, before we do get into it either, I just want to say a quick and massive thank you to all my amazing patrons and channel members. And if you're interested in joining either of those for early access and uncut reactions, the links for it will be in the description below, along with my social media and my PO box. And if you want to subscribe, that's always greatly appreciated. Now without further ado, let's get into today's video. I'm not liking this camera angle. Okay, so this is not the first time, but like she had a similar thing happen during the interrogation, so that wasn't the first time that happened. I kind of don't want to see her lose it on these students because they don't deserve it. But I'm scared that that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm just scared because she's very unpredictable. You know what? I'm fighting really hard not to rescind what I just said. Did you deserve to be punished? I don't get how people can be so desensitized to violence that here they see someone physically dying. Like, it's not, obviously it's different when it's fake, when you know it's fake, but in the story it's real. She died. I mean, that I do believe, like, those bullet chats can be overwhelming. Especially because it seems like this went viral, unfortunately. Can you stop showing that to us, please? I'm glad she didn't lose it. Like, I was genuinely worried. Though I suppose if there had been an incident because of that, like a fallout, the police would have mentioned it before. Oh my word. Okay, so I get a feeling that this is where they're gonna discuss doing it, or like this is the first time she's gonna mention it to him. Everything about this is so planned. It just makes me hate what they did even more. But also it's very interesting to me that this didn't rip them apart more, because it's very clear that they're not dealing with their grief in the same way, and that can be a very big obstacle for couples, as if they don't deal with grief in the same way and they don't reach an understanding, because she clearly still blames him. There's a part of me that feels like she let that play out to torture him and to remind him of the fact that she feels he's responsible for their daughter's death.
你还没有回答我为什么？女儿出事当天，给你打了2次电话，你都没有接。
I so badly wanna argue about this, but there's no point when obviously number one, she can't hear me. But number two, she's not speaking from a point of logic.
不，因为他知道你常年在路上开车，还有危险，可是你都没有接。我想知道为什么。
You know, it's very frustrating to me as well, because the accident that I mentioned in, I think it was the previous episode, I called my dad on that day and he didn't pick up. And I hate thinking that he would blame himself if something had happened to me and he hadn't been able to pick up that call. So seeing her put her husband through this is really upsetting me.
那是救命的电话！看着我，看着我！多么伟大的父亲！
I hate this woman so much right now.
1点44分，我现在记性特别不好，我怕我会忘记，我也怕你会忘记。你知不知道？
You know, grief can really turn some people into monsters.
你本来可以救她，你本来可以救你自己的女儿，可是你没有接。
There's no guarantee of that. Is he gonna suggest us?
我们去嘉陵吧。
He was telling the truth. Well, partly, at least.
好，我现在就去收东西。
说了多少回了，消防通道不能停车。谁让你啊？应聘的啊。哎，坐。
What's interesting to me is that they actually hired him, considering they must have kept record of him and his wife tormenting the bus driver. So did the two departments who handle those things just never talk to each other, and that's how he slipped through the cracks, or what? Because if they knew of his connection with the bus, they probably never would have hired him.
哎，老哥，咱们俩以前是不是在哪儿见过呀？
So they did know, and still.
要不就是之前来过我们公交车公司。没有吧？可是指定在哪儿见过。
That in a way must have hurt even more, the fact that a meeting that was so traumatic for him has slipped this man's mind already. I mean, I don't really blame the guy, because I work in customer service. I know how easy it is to just not recognize a person if you've met them once before. But yeah, damn.
他们凭什么没认出我来？我们才走了174天。
That's a long time. Obviously for them it isn't, but that is a long time. They said this happened on the 8th of May, right? The original bus incident happened on the 18th of May. And I think the 4th of April was when the explosion took place.
都这样了还继续吗？真的没事了？没事。
Yeah, sure, bleeding profusely, but I'm fine.
你知道是怎么着的我吗？
Yeesh. They cast well.
你可以重新开始选择你自己的生活，保证没有问题。我们可以随时离婚，你可以随时自由，只要你愿意。
我们去看看萌萌好。
It's interesting because she's being a lot more reasonable than I first gave her credit for.
你放下，你放下。
Like, it does say a lot about how much she still cares for him, that she is okay with him moving on. Like, I think a part of her might always resent him if he decides to move on, but the fact that she isn't absolutely 100% determined to drag him down with her is something. I still don't like them though.
要么我们继续一起，要么你赶紧离开家里。
So also, she said go back to your life as in make sure you're not on the bus when I follow through with this. Is that what I'm getting?
再见，亚丽夫人。
That felt a bit like a backhanded compliment.
不觉，港务新村的现场证据已经搜集差不多了。我们还在唐艳红的电脑里面发现了他在网上进行花球。
We're on to the next day after the explosion, so there wasn't a reset. I'm hoping that they don't, like, that the reset happens when they fall asleep and not at the strike of midnight, because then there's still hope that there's gonna be a reset.
你说我们还有下一次循环吗？
我不知道，但我总觉得事情还没结束，不应该是这样的结局。
Yeah, just because it shouldn't doesn't mean it's not gonna.
我们现在唯一能做的，
But let me think. The thumbnail does show them back in their old clothes hugging, which has some great and terrible implications. So there should be another reset, right?
我在想，要不问一下我辅导员吧。其实我之前知道王萌萌是我校友的时候，我就想找她，但是一直没有找到机会。就
你好。
他是我男朋友。公交车出事的时候，我们在一块儿来着。
Why does it seem like that affected him more than usual?
没事，我就放心了。吓死我了！我接电话的时候差点吓晕过去。怎么又是这个45路
Can't blame
车
her.
呢？
您说这个45路还发生过什么事吗？
Smooth, smooth, smooth.
5年前我刚当辅导员的时候，这个45路车也出过事儿。当时出事儿的也是我带的学生。
是你们带的？
Goodness.
你去协助车上其他几名乘客完成笔录，那2个年轻人我来负责。啊，你这个主要放心，我不会做出过什么事。
I don't know if I can believe you.
我先这么说。
Do you? Because you've been very emotional in every other cycle.
而且当时在车上的时候，
他们2个为什么要拉着我们这一车人去赴死呢？
I kind of appreciate the fact that he is listening in. Like, it's gonna probably cause trouble for them later on if they change their story, and he picks up on it. But it's a good way to get a lot of information out of them without being aggressive about it.
那公交车上呢，是不是还有其他同学啊？他们有看到什么吗？或者是在学校里肯定有很多人议论吧？
Well, there's the police. You can tell them about it, so we can find out.
那2个报警的年轻人怎么样？
江峰一直在医院守着呢，我去联系他。这2人肯定有问题。
回来，我知道老张走了，我们大家心里都憋着股劲儿。 但也许这个时候越应该冷静。
Women is so impressive. Like just so much applause for her being able to stay so professional throughout all this.
当年那起事故发生之后，学校的校园网里面有很多讨论王萌萌事件的帖子，但是后来都让管理员给锁了，学校不让再讨论这件事了。
张警官，我知道你对我们还有怀疑，但是你能不能相信我们一次？就像张警官那样相信我们一次。
外面有警员值班，有什么情况随时联系。
怎么所有人都在幸灾乐祸呀？王萌萌明明是受害者，他们为什么要这么诅咒她呢？
毕竟你
Search me.
他们觉得自己说了什么也不需要负责任。石匠，看一眼45吗
45。
对。
他不是神经病，他在车上遇到了4郎。
这个人的 IP 地址跟很多人都是重叠的，应该也是从此事发的。能不能查到是哪栋楼啊？那我们查一查。好，稍等啊。
I'm so glad like Xiao Heiyan has so much experience with computers because he can actually help them. Because I was thinking like he must be so frustrated sitting on the sidelines, but yet he's still able to help. That's good.
我只能尽力帮你们找一找。
我们可以帮您一起找。
吴老师，事态紧急，这件案子造成了非常重大的社会影响。吴老师，我希望你能理解我们的工作。
It's really interesting and good to see him take charge like this, like actually trying his best to keep a level head and just doing whatever he can to bring justice to Detective Zhang.
你是警察，如果跟对方交谈的时候给对方造成心理压力，那知情人很可能会再一次选择沉默或者逃避。但我是一个学生。
哈哈哈。She's so clever. She's so clever.
我跟对方交流的时候，不会给他造成压迫性，所以你需要我这样的人来帮你问话。
3号楼324寝室是女生宿舍，当时所有的资料都在这儿了，咱们真的都找到了。好，给。
Can you imagine if it happened to be that girl that Tao Yinghong confronted and her reaction was maybe also out of guilt? I don't think it's gonna be, but it was just a thought.
我跟你说，我之前还总坐这个公交车，现在想想还有点后怕呢。刘瑶，你怎么了？
我没事。
好。
Lucky she's still here.
5年前的5月16号，你在咱们学校的论坛里留了一条评论。
我们是想知道你当时为什么会这么回复，你是不是知道些什么？我不知道你们在说什么。
Her reaction is so interesting to me. I'm struggling to understand it.
我跟你保证，不会有人指责你的。
你们一个个说的轻巧，你的保证能有用吗？
No one needs to know that you told them. Like, I'm sure if you asked for anonymity, the police would grant it because this is important.
其实你内心还是想要说出真相的吧？不然你当年也不会那样回复的，对吗？
I kind of feel like Li Shiqing should just switch majors and become a detective, but honestly, after all the trauma that she's gone through with this entire series, I also can understand if she wants to stay as far away from that as possible for the rest of her life.
当年你为什么会发那个回帖？5年前王萌萌出事的时候，你是不是也在公交车上？
If they end it before we get an answer, I'm gonna be so
如
angry.
果我说的话，你能保证我一定是安全的吗？
我以我的职业向你保证。
我其实当时就想报警的，但是我怕他会报复我。
他是谁？
一个戴眼镜的中年男人，他在猥亵王萌萌。
所以说你看到了？
我不但看到了，我还拍了什么？
照片。
你给我照片？
那个照片现在还在吗？
No, they're gonna end it before we see who it is, damn it. So I don't think any of the people who were on the bus during the explosion match that description, not that I can recall off the bat, but at least like we're so close to an answer, and if they can use that promise to de-escalate the situation or to bring justice, so that even though like Tao Ying-hong and Wang Xingde are probably gonna have to still bear the consequences of their actions, at least they might feel at peace knowing that the perpetrator has been brought to justice. But yeah, at least we're getting somewhere. I'm still a bit confused about the dates right now. Like, it seems like there's gonna be a reset, and yet I don't know how that would work. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait until the last episode. Kind of insane to think we're so close to it, but I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and otherwise I'll see you guys again next time. ZHENG!